Hi, I'm Yvette Rowland from Liam Galvin's YouTube channel. In this clip we see the first of a trilogy of fights between Jimmy Cann and Glen the Menace Reynolds to see who is the real governor of South London. Enjoy.
Round one. Glen always likes to start quickly. Jimmy often a slow starter, but he seems to be getting on the attack now. That piston style of punches, softening up the body before he goes for the head. Glen covering up, and then he leaps into action. That's what we expect from Glen Reynolds, pinning Jimmy Cann in the corner. Cann covering up, he won't go down. What we've got here is a class act. Glen Reynolds, blow after blow after blow against Jimmy Cann, but Jimmy Cann, wily campaigner, he's covered up all the way through, and he's looking for Glen to box himself out. Referee Russell Watson stepping in the way. And Jimmy Cann almost, well, he already looks a bit bloodied around the nose, but he's covering up. Glen once again pushing him back against the ropes. Jimmy Cann taking, and Glen went in with a headbutt there. Don't think Cann was impressed, but he's not likely to complain. Blood around the nose, and I don't know if he got that from the headbutt from Glen Reynolds. But Cann, he won't care. It's all Glen at the moment. Jimmy Cann started off with a few blows, but it's Glen dominating the ring at the moment. Cann covering up, hoping that he'll blow out. Glen, more attacks. He's definitely taking this first round. He's swinging, scything, right and left hooks. Jimmy Cann covering up all the way. A lot of the blows landing on his red gloves. But he's in the corner as well, taking a hell of a battering in this first round. But how much has actually got through? Glen really doing well in this first round. Cann surviving the storm. Coming back with a clubbing left there, Jimmy Cann. But it's all Glen Reynolds pushing Cann into the corner. Here we go. Will it continue in the same way as the first round? This is over 4 rounds. Cann covering up again as Glen batters him into the corner. Cann doing some infighting there. Uppercuts. And Glen Reynolds stuck the knee in. And for once, Jimmy Cann was not impressed. He was not amused. Glen brought the knee up right onto the chin of Jimmy Cann, and that might just stir him up now. Keeping a very tight defense, Jimmy Cann. Glen once again going in there, battering Cann. Jimmy doing very well to put up with it, but tying Glen up a bit more now. But Glen, punch after punch after punch. Cann's got to start working to try and push him back. And I think that's what he was trying to do there. Can't let Glen have it all his own way, which is what is happening at the moment. Cann with a vicious right hook, knocking Glen back there. That was more like it from Jimmy Cann. Notoriously slow starter. Glen cannot keep up this pace. Cann starting to work a little better behind the jab, but once again, Reynolds pushing him back now. They're close up against the ropes. Reynolds, bang, bang, blow after blow after blow, but Cann is still there, his nose reddened with blood. And it's another knee going up from Glen Reynolds. He doesn't care what tactics he's going to resort to, but Cann fighting back now. 5, 6, 7, 8 blows unanswered, but Glen coming back. He likes to take these big right hooks, these big swings, which leaves him sometimes open to a counter. This is a more even round. Cann starting to come back a bit. Jimmy Cann, one of the favourites in the ring. What a great opponent he is. Here we go, round 3, so there's 2 rounds to go halfway through the fight. Cann will be pleased to know that he's got 4 rounds and he started on the attack. Those piston-like punches going to Glen's midriff, but Glen putting up against the corner and leading with his head, trying to cut Cann up a bit more. Every time you think that Cann's coming back into it, Glen starts forcing him back. Classic confrontation here on Punch Up 2. Camera's right in there. It's like you're in there with them. Cann covering up all the time. Glen like a bull, trying to bulldoze his way through. anybody's fight at this stage, I would reckon. Cann once again attacking. He's got this great style, tight to his body. Glen more open to the punches, wild, swinging punches, leading with his head, doing as much damage with his head as he is with those blistering right and left. Referee Russell Watson separating them. Pretty even round this one. Cann started the better once again. Those combination punches from Jimmy Cann. Oh, and a right hook got on Glen on the face there. But Glen wildly swinging back, but he's been caught a few times by Jimmy Cann now. Once again, these blows by Glen Reynolds blasting away, hitting the gloves of Jimmy Cann. Great defensive fighter. And now he's got Glen backed up now. But Glen keeps coming back, pushing Cann up against the ropes now. Both must be a bit tired now. Referee Russell Watson parting them away. Cann blinking in the light. He's had to cover up so much now. Glen, his blows looking a bit more tired now. And that was the end of round 3. The last round, the final round. Cann on the attack. Bang, bang, bang. He really starts to get into his pace after a few rounds. He relishes the battle, but Glen back, heart of a lion, battering Cann up against the ropes, the uppercut swinging in. Oh, another headbutt going in from Glen. And you'll notice very much that Jimmy Cann hasn't resorted to any of that, but Glen is a brawler, pushing Cann up against the ropes. But Cann has never complained about this. Honest, dependable, reliable, being pushed back. And I think Glen is cut, and that can only be his fault. I think on the last time he headbutted Jimmy Cann, he's actually split his own face open. He's got a cut above his left eye. That will be his own fault, but it's in danger of stopping this bout, which nobody wants to happen. Nobody wants this bout stopped. The referee and doctors allowing it to continue. And Glen will be desperate to try and finish it off before he's stopped. Cann fighting back. It's blow for blow. Nobody can pick the best out of these two. Nobody can pick them apart. Cann fighting back. Oh, Glen seemed to be off balance there. Cann caught him with an absolutely sensational left hook. And for once, Glen Reynolds looks like he might have been knocked off his feet. Cann will be looking to hit the pouring blood of Glen Reynolds spurting from his eye now. The referee, I think, is going in to have another look. This will be a tragedy if this bout is stopped, but they've got to examine. They don't want him to have permanent damage. Joe Pyle appealing for it to go on. None of the crowd want to see this stop, but Cann, bang, bang, he's hitting. He's looking for Glen Reynolds, who's slightly blinded over that eye now. But Glen is fighting back, pushing Cann up into the corner, and Jimmy Cann covered in blood dripping down his body. That is the end of the contest. I think Cann took that last round. I think it's even Stevens. I think Glen started the best. He took the first round, perhaps shaded the second, but the third was very even. Cann definitely took the fourth. Who knows how they're going to score this one? All you can say is that is top boxing, top competitive boxing from two warriors, Jimmy Cann and Glen Reynolds. And Glen Reynolds is down on his knees in the corner. He is absolutely tired out. I don't know if he can get to his feet, and that's the conditioning of Jimmy Cann. Jimmy Cann can fight all night. Glen, what a great starter. He's a brawler. He was taking the full 4 rounds. He thought he was only going to have to go 3, but really, who can separate them? And let's have a look at that cut. Absolutely fantastic. That did not stop the fight. Glen almost can't stand up. What is the result? It's a draw, and I think that's a fair result. Glen started off the best, but Jimmy Cann came back with his superior stamina. He took all the blows, he took the headbutts, he took the knees in the face. He never complained. Jimmy Cann probably later on, maybe if that had gone a few more rounds, would probably have taken it. But Glen Reynolds took the early rounds, and there they both get to hold the belt up together, both share the belt, and you really couldn't pick one of the two. That is a classic confrontation here on Punch Up 2, and you know, and I know, we'll be seeing a return of that in Punch Up 3. The public will demand it, we'll demand it, we want to see it.